Hi everyone, my name is Praveen Mali and you are watching OpenShift for Authentication series. If you have not watched the previous videos, the link is in the description. Please watch the introduction video which tells you how you can set up your environment for hands-on practice. Let's continue with today's video, which is on the point number 2, that is IDP. Here you can see a table with the identity provider and with its description. It's HTTPSWD, Keystone, LDAP, Basic Authentication, Request Header, GitHub, GitLab, Google, and OpenID. We are going to check each and every IDP in detail one by one. But before that, let's get some basic idea about how to create a custom resource that describes that identity provider, which we need to add it in cluster OAuth configuration. Here are some common parameters to all identity providers. First parameter is name, which is self-explanatory. It's IDP provider name which we are going to use in the environment. Second parameter is mapping method, which defines how new identities are mapped to users when they log in. Let's check different options here for mapping method. First one is claim. It's a default value. It creates user identity in the environment on login. But if a username is already present and mapped with a different identity, then it fails. Second option is lookup. It does not create users in the environment on login. It just searches for already mapped users in it. Third option is generate. It creates user identity in the environment on login. But if a username is already present and mapped with a different identity, then it creates a unique name. Say for example, if a user Praveen is already mapped with a different IDP and then you tries to log in with the same username, then it will create a unique username like Praveen1. Right? Fourth one is add. It creates a user identity in the environment on login. But if a username is already present and mapped with a different identity, then new identity is mapped with the existing user. Are you guys with me? Is it hard to understand? No worries. If you don't understand what these options are, be with me in my upcoming videos. We are going to work on this in our hands-on session. Now let's look at the IDP provider custom resource. Every IDP provider has a different parameters in it, including above common parameters. Here we are using a simple HTTPSWD IDP custom resource for easy explanation. Here first line shows that what API version we are using. Second line shows we are using the OAuth kind. And the third and fourth line is defining metadata name as a cluster. Here is the most important part, spec, where we are going to add our IDP configuration. In the spec section, we will start with the identity providers option, and below that line we need to add the name of the IDP. In this case, it's my identity provider name. Below that, you need to specify a mapping method for this IDP, which we already discussed in the previous slides. And below that line, you need to specify which type of IDP you are going to use, and rest are other parameters for that IDP. Now you got some idea about how to create IDP. Let's check on some important points on kubeadmin user. By default, only a kubeadmin user exists on your cluster. Once you define an identity provider and create a new cluster admin user, then you can remove the kubeadmin to improve cluster security. Please note that if you delete kubeadmin user before another user is a cluster admin, then OCP must be reinstalled. Yeah, you heard it right. It is not possible to undo this action, so make sure you create another user with cluster admin role and then delete kubeadmin user. There is one more point. The OCP usernames containing /, and % are not supported. So till now we have covered this basic concept required for IDP. Now be ready with your environment to do hands-on practice with me. Fire up your CRC environment and see you in the next video to configure ST PassWD IDP. Thank you for watching.